Without basic literacy and numeracy skills, life for so many people is very challenging, and ultimately it's a cause of significant disadvantage.
I'm a child of 8 kids, and having lots of brothers and sisters to help and stuff. For some reason, they're all highly educated. For some reason, my brain didn't connect properly or something. That's the way I see it. That I was pretty much illiterate. I felt very small in the world. Didn't feel like I could contribute. That I was a waste of space. Very down on myself.
The 2610 initiative in Tasmania is relatively groundbreaking. It certainly was back then, certainly within Australia, and very few international examples of this kind of approach to adult literacy and numeracy. So 2610's targeting the adult learner, and that's a challenge. It's not a school environment where everybody walks in every day and you can do the teaching straight up. So we've got to get to people and provide them with an opportunity to upskill. A significant part of 2610's agenda has been to raise community awareness that we've actually got an issue in this state with adult literacy, because before you can do something about it, people need to understand that there is a need. And going back 10 or so years ago, the data showed that somewhere close to 50% of Tasmanian adults have difficulty with the reading and the literacy and numeracy skills, if you like, that's needed for everyday life.
So about 18 months ago, Glenorchy City Council got a 2610 grant, and that gave us scope to provide the outside workers here with a bit of a bridge to move into digital platforms to do their safety documents on, or their timesheets, or whatever it might be that they need.
To start with, I think there was a certain level of fear, and it was probably the ones who hadn't had any experience with digital equipment, so they had to be brought on board gradually.
So when we go to a job now, as we're driving towards a job, all our work orders are sent to us on the tablet, and we've got all the gear and everything ready to go. So we don't have to sort of venture into an office or it anymore.
Oh, well, it helped me with my licence, and I couldn't be happier.
It's quite remarkable. I actually think it's life-changing for a lot of these people.
Our 2610 community spreads for Ravenswood, Mowbray, Newnham and the surrounding suburbs of each of those centres.
We can help with learning to read. We can help with filling out forms, the daily forms that people struggle with, especially with Services Australia and stuff like that. Those forms are really hard, so people struggle with those. We can help with learning to cook in the kitchen. If you've struggled with numbers in your life, a recipe is something that you don't want to go near. So having the skills to do that can change your life.
We listen to our community about what they need the support for, and you can add it in. They'd identified a struggle with the parking meters that were being put in Launceston. So this was all app run. So we listened to that and we took that away and we said, okay, well, what if we come back next week and we go through it all together?
She's taught me how to use an email, how to send a message and all the rest of that. So that's a skill that I used to have before I had my brain injury. Well, I had a lot of difficulty remembering how to use a phone. So with the help of a young lass that has been looking after me, we've done up a selection of cards that show me how to get the phone out and to actually use it.
You then need those adult literacy tutors. You need a workforce who are prepared to give their time to sit down with learners when it works for the learner, because it's not a classroom, it has to work for the learner at a whole range of different times in different settings, and work with them and support them to improve their literacy.
We operate under a volunteer tutoring program. The biggest hurdle we probably have is helping people overcome anxiety, feelings of shame, feelings of being lower or less of a person because of their difficulties.
What I have learned is don't do long, complicated sentences. And I think now, before I explain something to someone or ask them a question, to make it as simple and as, to the point as possible. because Australians have a lot of slang.
I never go into a workplace and tell them, you need to learn this because your boss wants you to, because that's a waste of time. They already know the boss wanted them to do it and it hasn't worked yet. So I say to them, what's important to you? What would you like to be able to do that you can't do right now? And sometimes it takes a while to get the answer, but sometimes it might be things like helping their children with their homework, or it might be that they have a hobby that entails being able to read and understand some things that they struggle with.
We're called the 2610 Coalition, and each of us has a background in a particular part or aspect of the Tasmanian community, and each of us have undertaken to use the contacts we've got and the knowledge we've got of our particular sector to spread the word, if you like, about 2610, to encourage people to engage with 2610, to consider what they might do to reach out to people in their area of influence who may be having difficulty with their literacy or numeracy. Government's support's crucial for the financial aspect of it. This isn't all something that can be done for nothing. Ever since 2610 started in 2012, all three political parties in this state have made it very, very clear that the agenda is important and they're supportive of it.
I love that I can change people's lives. I've had people say to me, you've changed my life. And that is just an amazing thing to have someone say to you.
You get little tingles. I get tingles just talking about it. It excites me because I'm passionate about helping people. If there's something that I can do quite easily and someone struggles with it, you really feel an achievement in yourself by supporting someone to be able to do that as well. It's really good.
The personal satisfaction that as an employer that you get from seeing your employees grow in confidence, skills, they lose that fear of embarrassment, they open right up with their workmates, they participate and they bring efficiencies to your workplace.
Bringing 2610 into your workplace can bring a lot of enthusiasm. I think it can bring a lot of creativity. I think it can bring camaraderie to your teams.
I'd like to see it expand further. I believe that the past 10 years has shown the value of the program.
It's probably been the most rewarding work I've done, just I suppose because it's well organised. The 2610 team, the people in it are good people.
Don't wait. Go and do it now. 2610 can change your life.
And this is the thing, if you can have it as long as you need it. It's not a short time, they will help you all the way and they're really great. So yeah, 2610, perfect.